Welcome to another Friday Standdown. We got Friday the 13th today. And so far, doesn't look like anything crazy's gone on. We're sitting here at the office with the intern posted up with no less than 4 screens going right now.
Just trying to increase my efficiency in life.
Drastic increases in efficiency over here at Landman Life HQ these days. We're sitting here. We got Tejano Brown just finished his workout, getting swole. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Enjoying some time off finally.
How much time off are they giving you?
7 days. I covered another shift yesterday. Ended up working a 24-hour shift. So rigged up, started another 4-well pad. So we just started up on that. And we got some more coming once we finish. We're just jumping from pad to pad to pad right now.
I mean, you guys have been blowing and going for a year and a half now.
Well, the account that we're working on right now, I was on it, and I moved into management. I lasted like 3 weeks because being a manager is pretty freaking dumb. And then I moved back to the day work side, so I was just catching all of the logs, setting package, doing some vertical stage work. That account picked back up. They requested me. I threw a fit to my boss because I didn't want to go back to horizontal work, and well, here I am already a few months back into it. So these guys, they take little breaks, but from the way that they're making it seem like is that we're just going to go year round up until about December. Probably take the holidays off if the price stays the way it is, which the way that everything's going, especially with this administration, it looks like the price is only going to climb even higher. So we'll probably be going just right in this next boom for another few years or whatever.
Yeah, all the issues on the supply side are not going to get any better for at least I'd say the rest of this year. So I think we're going to enjoy some higher prices for a while, which is good because we need to make some money. We all need to make some money.
Yeah, what's good about that too is I was reading an article over on oil price the other day where all these, even the majors now are kind of in the same boat, which is I'm sure is a lot of these small mom and pop companies, if there's really even that many around. Everyone's staying conservative, and the whole thing behind drill baby drill, it's no longer a thing. So that whole boomer mentality is slowly starting to get the hell out of here. But I'm sure even if we want, you brought up the supply constraints and everything. It's not like we really can drill baby drill. People don't really have the casing or the means of be able to get the labor and all.
Yeah, I think anybody that can be producing more is probably working on producing more right now. There's just a lot of lags because of, all the labor shortage is also an issue kind of affecting everybody in the field right now. We just can't find enough people for any of these jobs. And, companies that are willing to pay people more for these skilled positions are doing it solely out of necessity.
Yeah.
In our Houston office, we've had damn near 20 people quit in the last 2 months. So
it's crazy. I thought the reason why was, everyone was getting all this, free money and all this crap or whatever. But with that not being the case, I think a lot of people have just adjusted to the lifestyle of not having to work in the oil field anymore. And they're just kind of turned off of, the boom and bust cycle.
Yeah, for sure. There's like a billion jobs, at all sorts of different places open in like San Antonio. But interesting, I have been seeing some tech layoffs in the last couple of weeks.
Digital Wildcatters laid a bunch of people off?
Not yet.
I saw that they did pick up some new talent.
You know that Carvana company?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like a big scam. They don't make money. Big, bullshit company, and they laid off like 2,500 people the other day. Twitter's cutting some people, so it'll be interesting to see some pain come to those nerds in Silicon Valley.
Or
Yeah,
no?
but like
Boston, I guess.
at the same time, like they were all already facing. I mean, who knows if this is real or not? But all of those employees were saying, if you make us return to working from the office, we're going to quit because we're subject to discrimination in the office, and offices empower white males and no one else, and all of that bullshit. So that could be the same stuff that people said in 2016, that everybody was going to move to Canada if Trump won. Well,
I mean, everyone knows that cubicles are racist.
That's right.
cubicles are something, that's for sure. They're repressive at the very least, but I don't know about racism there. I don't know. I mean, we're sitting here, what, 110
110.
on WTI. So last week we were a little bit down on the weekly close, 103 something around there, I think.
But have you seen oil stocks? I haven't checked them today, but they drop when oil goes below 100, and some of them haven't come back up. Like Chris was telling me about Meg, he's like, it was $106 after it retreated to like 98, and it hasn't come back to where it dropped from.
Yeah, a bunch of them got a good bump on earnings, and then all the market volatility just hammered them. And then I think everything was up today. Yeah, WTI is at 110. Natural gas is at 765.
I mean, that natural gas, again, is really where I think a lot of that growth is going to come from, because everybody that can produce more oil wells, they're going to already be in those talks and processes. I think that natural gas stuff, I mean, Haynesville is fucking booming right now.
They're just maxed out on takeaway capacity. That's their point. They're choked out because they can't get into the line.
I
They're
mean,
having to share.
almost everybody that I talk to, no matter what part of the industry they're involved in, says that they've got all kinds of stuff going on in the Haynesville. They're pulling people from all over Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas down there.
Do you think that natural gas is going to continue to climb, especially if the EU ultimately bans Russian oil and gas exports?
I mean,
I don't see much of a way that it wouldn't, or at the very least, stabilize at a reasonable price for people to be making good returns on.
Yeah,
I mean,
it may not stay at 7 or 8 forever, but if it goes down and hangs out at 5.
It
Well,
just
and we're also in the middle of summer right now, so
this should be the off season for it.
Yeah,
You look at
exactly.
volumes and storage capacity, and then you look at demand for it, and it doesn't track oil because it's based on more local markets. So unless Europe builds a shit ton of LNG imports, it shouldn't move the needle what they do in Europe with gas. It really shouldn't.
I think it will towards the end of the year more so. You'll start seeing that.
Okay.
And, who knows what's going to happen with future volatility over there. I mean, kind of looks like Putin just doesn't really give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
The ruble's up like stronger against the dollar than pre-conflict.
Yeah. And we're still sending how many hundreds of billions of dollars over there?
Another 40 billion.
Yep. No big deal. I just saw that Europe, or not Europe, but Russia's going to cut off, I guess, electricity with Finland, and they're claiming that it has nothing to do with them trying to get NATO membership, but I guess something else with some shit. I mean, how convenient? Like, hey, we're trying to get in the NATO. Oh, no more electricity for you, but it has nothing to do with that.
They're about to find out real quick when you have lots of commodities, lots of raw product, you can really fuck with people. You don't have to have a strong military because they clearly don't, but you shut off wheat and energy and food, you really fuck with people.
Is the baby formula shortage, is that Putin's fault too, or what?
I'm blaming it on him.
That's been an interesting read, because like like one of the issues is the FDA shut down a big Abbott Labs factory for it, and they're not really giving Abbott a roadmap to reopen it and restart production. But then, I saw the other day that they just happen to be sending pallets and truckloads of formula to to our various border containment facilities, processing facilities.
Well,
Nice.
the good thing is guys can get pregnant now, so clearly they can breastfeed. So there should be double the amount.
Yeah, it trips me out that's I don't know. Is this just like something going on in the U.S.? Because I was looking at other reports that I mean, there's no type of shortage at all in Mexico or anything like that.
It's because we're like sending it all to the border facilities, and then they're just taking it across the border to Mexico.
The supply.
Just- Yeah, just like, hey, here's some free formula for your trip back home.
I think it's the trucks that bring the cocaine this way. They load up with baby formula and go the other way. Hopefully, they don't get them mixed up.
Well, no, I think it's cocaine and baby laxative that they're bringing here, and
Oh.
then they're taking the formula back.
Gotcha.
That must be the coyotes that Trump was talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I got a call this morning that had a crew that was starting to try to pothole some pipeline locations for some flow lines we're getting ready to put in. And they called and they said, "How do we get access to this property?" And I said, "Last time we just cut the fence and, gapped it so that we could get access from that corner, because the actual main gate onto that property is like 3 miles down the county road. And they don't want us driving through the whole property to access 750 feet on this one corner of their fence line." So the guy said, "Okay, we'll figure out where to go from." And I said, "Go from the adjacent property, so you're not like potentially letting cows out onto a county road." And I said, "Okay, that's fine." 15 minutes later, they called me and said, "Well, we found our gap. Some illegals already ran through the fence last night, and what do you want us to do about that?" And I said, "Fix it up, and that's our access point."
Nice.
Didn't even have to pay for that work. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, we were gonna have to do it anyways, so might as well. It's pretty wild down. I mean, the area that I'm working in really isn't. It's not on the border, so everything that's going on there, we've got illegals cruising down all the highways, and they know where these pipeline easements and stuff are. Pathways through all of these ranches, and they're just blowing through high game fences, gates, barbed wire fences, whatever they can get through at high speed, with headlights off in the middle of the night. That is wild. I mean, that would scare the ever loving shit out of me to be hitting a high game fence going 80 miles an hour, And sometimes, most of the time, they make it through, but occasionally we end up with, trucks that have, fence wrapped around the back axles and everything, stuck in the middle of pipeline easements, abandoned.
Are they white F-350s with a flatbed on the back?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And the other day they fucked with me really good. They were drinking Michelob Ultras
Ooh.
in the truck, and so there were Michelob Ultra cans all over the floorboards and open in the cup holders. And I got that picture, and I said, I don't know, maybe that's actually like a landowner's kid that was fucking around or something like that.
Yeah, that's a party.
Because if it was a Bud Light Michelada, that's a totally different situation. But with the Michelob Ultra,
Light.
they fucking got me for a second there.
Oh shit! So are y'all charging fuel surcharges yet for the service side, Tejano?
I'm sorry, what? Say that again.
Are y'all charging like fuel surcharges on tickets now?
I've never seen that done ever. But fuel was never this high ever. I filled up my pickup the other day, which was at a Kenquick, which I mean they're always kind of expensive, but it probably wasn't too much more than other stations.
I think maybe
When I
you
got
need to write that down and tell Sasha he needs to research fuel surcharges and probably just start with like 15%, right? That's
Yeah,
reasonable.
well, you see
I'm
like
pretty-
chemical companies, water haulers, stuff that's maybe more actively moving or using fuel, but you're burning fuel running a wireline rig. I've seen it on chemical tickets.
Yeah,
Like,
that wouldn't surprise me if other people are doing that. The good thing about that is, when we're on these bigger jobs that take several weeks or whatever, we're running off our power pack. So that's the only thing that's burning any type of diesel is that third party generator, which really doesn't burn too much. Um, that service charge, or I was saying a little bit ago, I'd never seen my pickup fill up at above $200. So even though I don't pay for it, I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this is freaking ridiculous. I can only imagine how much it would cost, to fill up our perforator, when it's all the way down, or just, a frac pump or stuff like that. But we have been coming up on service prices, so I'm pretty sure, that's
trying to
has
cover
some-
some. Yeah.
yeah, which
We
I'm
know a guy that's a gasoline diesel trader, and he told us the other day that the refineries are making $100 a barrel processed diesel. So every barrel of oil, they make $100 profit on converting it to diesel.
damn. Oh, one of the company men that I work with frequently, he's trading in his diesel for gasoline because I guess it's getting so ridiculous at this point.
Well, and he probably got 60% above what he paid for that vehicle when he sold it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I mean, you think that's still going to be a factor? Since I mean, there is obviously, I'm sure there's going to be demand destruction if there isn't already just on diesel alone.
oh shit, we're talking about refining and
There we
90s
go.
all of a sudden pops up.
Ears
Said
are
he was
burning.
on a plane.
Ears are burning.
Is he sitting there drinking Coronas on the plane? We might not hear from him. He might just be chilling.
No, I'm fixing to get on the plane actually, though. How are y'all doing today?
Doing
Good.
good,
Doing
man.
good.
How's it going with you? Happy Friday the 13th.
Man, it's happy, but not in the refining sector unless you own an asset that's making money. If you've shut a bunch of them down, I think you're probably looking at yourself shaking your head right now. What do you think?
Well, are you making $100 a barrel on diesel?
More than that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Depends on what pad you're in, which is the region that is selling at this point. But yeah, it's getting wild out there. I mean, they're not joking when they talk about trucking Avjet to the East Coast. I mean, they're really doing that.
Welcome to Joe Biden's America, right?
Oh yeah.
Bear shelves Biden.
No, don't start that. We've been shutting refineries down now 5 years or more.
I don't know. It's always easier to blame the other side, right?
Yeah, just like he doesn't want to take the blame for anything that's going on right now.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not taking the blame for anything that's going on.
Are you hoarding
That's
baby
for
food?
damn sure. Hey, we had some friends that actually just randomly mailed us a thing of formula the other day.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, literally just like open the package and it's a thing of baby formula, and I was like, "Thanks."
I wonder what's the street value of that formula.
Yeah. Put it in a little baggie.
You know, I didn't think to test it. You know, little gummy test.
Oh yeah, it's puro.
So what's Pelosi saying now? She wants to create a bill for profiteering or something again. Here we go. with
Basically,
the
a
thing.
price cap. On
Oh, that you
Price-
can't raise gas prices because that makes sense.
Yep.
I mean, how does
Sure
that
does.
even work? I don't know.
I think the the FTC would just come in and sue you or fine you or some shit.
Hey,
Yeah, they'd be like, gas has to be $3 a gallon. And then,
hey, if we're going full Mad Max, guys, I've been stocking up, so the Road
On gas?
Warrior is ready to ride. I mean, that's kind of the situation that they seem to be trying to
No,
encourage right
remember,
now.
It's Atlas Shrugged. We're spiraling towards Atlas Shrugged.
I mean, but Mad Max would be way more fun.
That comes after.
Way more fun.
Oh yeah.
for us at least. You
On
know,
the piece of property I own, I have some wells there, and I half-ass produce them, but they make just a little gas, a little bit of oil. Started like a little garden out there, putting up a shed. I'm getting ready to go Mad Max on them. I'm gonna have
you know, it's crazy. Did y'all ever watch any of that like Doomsday Prepper stuff?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And watching
Yeah,
that
who's
show,
laughing?
you know, A, I learned that there are a lot of fucking crazy people in this world. B, I learned there are a lot of absolutely insane theories about how civilization is going to fall because every single person had a drastically different, you know, solar flares, nuclear attack, you know, super
Climate change,
volcano,
floods.
just, yeah, all kinds of fucking crazy theories. But the coolest thing that I saw was this guy, and I think he was in Florida. Makes sense. And he had learned that the power transformers, and I don't know if this is everywhere or if this is just in his area, were full of mineral oil. And so his idea was that he could, when he needed, you know, harvest mineral oil by going along these old power lines and poking holes in these transformers.
Nice.
And he had kind of like figured out, you know, he was able to run like some of his, you know, like tractor and some other stuff off of mineral oil. And, you know, it was a pretty interesting concept. You know, he's probably going to set fire to himself, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. First one he goes to will be like a fucking raccoon up there just stuck like Chuck.
Well, he did it on the show, and he
Oh,
took
shit.
he had like a suppressed like 22 or whatever, and so
Oh.
he was just shooting the bottom of this transformer, and he had like a bucket on a, you know, giant like boom pole that he extended to catch this mineral oil. Crazy
Only in
shit,
Florida.
right?
Did any of those people on that show ever consider like economic issues? Like I mean, I know there was E&P
Yeah, like
people and
there was always people that had like societal collapse.
Yeah, but it was always a result of like, you know, an invasion from Venezuela or something like that.
some
Where you go,
oddball. Yeah, it was
yeah,
weird.
that's probably not going to happen. What's Quijano Brown looking at right now? I know you're on 4chan right now, bro.
I'm actually
He's
on
YouTube
4chan a lot,
finding,
dude.
Finding
Doomsday Preppers.
Doomsday Prepper episodes to watch.
I'm usually always on 4chan, to be honest with you. If I'm not on Twitter, I'm checking out, you know, politically incorrect on 4chan. Just seeing, I mean, there's just the people on that board, man, dude. People are so fucking like fucked up and racist.
I mean, at this point, aren't we all?
Yeah, but
Like, if you
it's
breathe, you're racist now. So
well, I'm not gonna lie. I relate to like probably like 90% of these people, so I'm just like, yeah, I agree.
okay, so a little bit of catching up. I was in Houston for a couple of days this week. You know, had a great time. You know, kind of client focused trip, but got to see a couple of EFT people and have some drinks with everybody and all that. But Jesus fucking Christ, I spent half of the time I was in Houston sitting in traffic. I don't know how people do that.
Oh, it's miserable. I knew a guy that lived there. He would get up at like 3 a.m, drive into the office. He lived in like Kingsland or whatever the hell it's called.
Kingswood.
Drive in, sit in his car, like go to sleep, bring his toiletry bag and his clothes and get dressed and go into the office. Fuck that. That's miserable.
I don't know how people do that. Got to meet Buck Cuevas finally, the elusive Buck Cuevas, who I think was slightly offended that I tweeted at him and said he was very elusive. So he actually showed up. We had a great time.
You got to hang out with quite a bit of people, huh? Like him and JP Warren and stuff.
Yeah, it was good to meet JP. He was coming back from Midland, so I mean, you knew this. You were chirping at him a little bit on that stuff. So he had been in Midland.
He did. My bad.
Did he reach out
He
to
reached
you?
out to me. Yeah, he did. Well, he always does, actually. I just like to give him a hard time. But
Well, you never
it's
told
just
us
always,
that he always reaches out to you.
yeah, it's always inconvenient timing. I'm always working. Everyone knows that. So it's shitty.
Always working or working out, right?
Definitely not always working out. So barely getting onto that bandwagon right there. I was going to do P90X the other day, but I was just chilling watching it with the I was chilling watching it with a fucking bowl of popcorn, and it didn't do fucking nothing. So
Shit doesn't work.
I had a roommate in college, and his girlfriend was like, all state soccer player and everything. I mean, she was a fit girl, and he started doing P90X, and he did it for about a week, and then she spent the night over at our place one night, and the next morning he started doing a workout, and she came in and said, "Hey, can I do this with you?" And he fucking rage quit after like 15 minutes because she was just whooping his ass on this fucking workout.
oh, that's fucking hilarious. That's great.
And he was like, "Fuck this. I'm not doing this to get shamed by my girlfriend."
Yeah, I would get shamed by my fucking 15-year-old son.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like fucking insane bold.
He'd shame a lot of us.
I don't know. I'd race him.
I had a coworker that was doing P90X on the well site, and we had like a big trailer that we got to make our mud logging trailer. Like there were like 2 company man trailers, so we kind of had like a cush situation with like a big living room, and he would do it in the living room, and he was like real out of shape, but he would do it during the day while I was on day shift because he had night shift. And I just remember this one time he was like jumping up and down, like doing burpees and whatever. And he just like gave up, and he like went to sit on the couch, and the instructor was like, "I see you sitting on that couch right now." And it was like perfect timing. It was so funny. It was just like, "You better get off the couch, Sam."
He fucking sees you, dude. Get up.
Big brother's always watching.
"I see you sitting on that couch."
Get off that fucking couch. I don't know. Now with all of the Peloton and all of that shit, they actually can see what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I thought every wireline hand like works out excessively. I've seen them on location just fucking curling, fucking pistons and 90s and just whatever, just beefing up.
Man, whenever I was an operator, when I was at Pioneer, we had free weights in our logger, and I used to be with one of my old engineers. He was the main logging guy, so I'd get bored and we just go outside and start fucking curling and shit. But
that's what I had in mind for wireline guys. They're just sitting out there fucking rolled up FRs flexing.
Yeah, I see a lot of the what's it called, I forgot what they fucking call them, the blender tenders. Yeah, that's what they call them. A little nickname. They're always fucking out there curling shit. Usually, a lot of them frat guys are pretty fucking swole, man. Really don't see too many heavyset guys. We got one heavyset guy with wireline. Damn near had a fucking heat stroke the other day.
He needs to smoke more meth, bro.
That's what you get with flowback hands. That's my world. You got the guy that's like ripped on steroids, or you got the meth head with no teeth, and they're both working their ass off. I mean, they're working hard as shit.
We got a flowback hand. He looks like he smokes, or he probably did smoke something back in the day because the motherfucker ain't got no damn teeth.
I mean, just like ripping heaters 24/7. It's amazing though. Some of those guys, the chain smoking, I'm honestly just impressed with how much physical activity they're able to do while simultaneously ripping on a fucking heater.
Yeah. That's one thing you don't really see anymore is people fucking smoking cigarettes. Everyone's just like vaping and shit now on location. I'll be seeing frat cans walking around.
That's fucking gay.
Real quick.
You don't have a Marlboro Red in your hand. You're not a fucking flowback hand. And those guys will, like when I did it, you sit in the truck for a month straight and do nothing, eat fucking Oreos, watch ripped off films. And then it's like, okay, go time, rig down, and fuck.
Do y'all know what cloves are by any chance?
No.
Those little cigars.
Well, they're like cigarettes. They're like black, and like emo kids used to smoke them. And I was at the shop today washing my truck because I'm turning my truck in that newer one, and I smelt it. And I looked at one was an engineer that just broke out with us, and the other operator, and they're smoking cloves. And I asked, "Are you smoking a clove?" And they go, "Yeah." I was like, "What are you fucking gay?" So I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, we got a guest. He's cracking a cold one. So I got a story to add to my stolen truck story.
Well, you haven't even told the stolen truck story.
Well, okay, so it got stolen, whatever, recovered, chop shop. The guys were fucking probably the best professional. Like, I don't think the installers did as good a job putting the flatbed on as these guys did taking it off. I mean, every cut was perfect. They only left one bolt behind. They cut the catalytic converter out of it. I mean, it was a smooth cut. Like, I'm just going to straight pipe it anyways. Fuck it. But it's all like professionally done. So I get the truck back in the parking lot, and you just need a screwdriver to start these fuckers. So I went to the shitter and came back, and then he had like the entire office on board with this. And one of them come in our office, our engineer was like, "Hey, can you show me what they did to your truck? Like, my husband wants to see like what they cut out of it." So I walk outside. This fucker's in his car with his camera, like peeking around the corner, trying to get my reaction. He moved the fucking truck to the next office, so it looked like it got stolen again. Fucking prick.
That was a, they stole it again.
They stole
Those
it.
motherfuckers.
Man, I've had my computer stolen out of my wireline truck before. That was pretty gay.
Oh,
It was probably by one of y'all's hands that got laid off, right?
I don't know, dude. We dropped it off at the line shop to get a brand new drum, and we got it back. And I opened the door and I looked. And I was like, "Damn, that's fucking crazy." I told Sasha, I was like, "Dude, they stole the fucking computer." I was like, "The one thing they could have stolen that truck, they stole the fucking computer. They could, like we have our scientific data panel, which is a couple of thousands of dollars versus maybe
but
like
they don't know how to fucking sell that shit.
Do you have any tight hole data in there?
We had some data, but I have a fucking password. So unless they know how to crack that motherfucker. So, but they hit a
They
couple.
probably
of
found
trucks.
all your passwords on 4chan, bro.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised on the hack, but all they're gonna see is just some random shit. Nothing too bad, I guess.
I did read a story about, I think some Russians took over like a John Deere dealership, stole a bunch of tractors and started, I don't know, using them or taking them back to Russia or whatever, but they're all updated, all new computers. So like corporate John Deere just logged into them all and just fucking locked them on their asses. Go fuck. But knowing those guys, they'll find some crack,
Yeah,
whatever
and
it's called.
that's how like every John Deere in America is going to turn on and revolt at the same time because the Russians figured out how to hack John Deere.
Yeah, they'll back into it and then turn around and screw us on
You
it.
thought it was gonna be Skynet? Like
Yeah,
in
and it's John Deere.
John Deere. Fucking
And
Terminators at fucking 750R.
Just fucking murdering farmers right and left. The downfall of
Soviet Russia, we
civilization
farm you.
is when the tractors start killing the farmers, right?
That's it. That's how you know.
Okay, so wait, real quick, back to the truck story.
Yep.
You were saying something about a kill switch.
Yeah, so I've researched it. I've realized now it's like a very easy truck to break into, I think, is why they'd steal it. Plus, it's somewhat desirable to some people. But you can install kill switches, but there's a way to get around it with a simple plug off and then hit the battery and it cranks. So this guy, I posted on Twitter, his YouTube, he's like got a chain on his underneath his hood with a lock, so you can only open the hood so far. He's got what they call a Jimmy Jammer on the door, so they can't push the lock in. He's got a billy club on it, and now he's considering chaining all four tires together to a light pole outside of his apartment. Like,
Oh my god!
fuck, dude. Like, it's going to take you an hour to lock and unlock your car. And he said he's had it stolen with the billy club and you can't turn the wheel. And he said they just got in it, drove it out into the middle of the street, realized they couldn't turn it, and just left it there. Like, motherfucker, dude.
Man, the old company I used to be such an asshole with sharing equipment. I didn't like nobody touching my shit. Because someone touches your shit, they fuck with it. They don't have it the way that you had it last. It's dirty, whatever. So the goosenecks that we have, the gooseneck trailers that carry our lubricator or guns or whatever, I would take the actual gooseneck off and put it in the back of my truck and take it with me every night. So they couldn't fucking do it. Yeah, I was everyone would see me, and that stupid ass those little seagulls or whatever, like on Finding Nemo, they're like mine. They would see me and they would start saying it to me.
That's awesome.
We got Tim Leach sitting here. I don't know if he's going to join the chat or not, but Tim, you're live now. If you want to hop on in.
Yo,
How's it going, man?
I'm not really Tim Leach.
That's
First
cool.
off,
Well, what's going on?
Oh, just hot as fucking balls out here in Midland.
Yeah. What are you working on these days?
Oh, just trying to scrape by, trying to be a land bro, waiting to pick up rigs.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you ever going to show up at Charlo's and hang out with Tejano Brown?
I've just been busy, just gallivanting, fucking off. But now I've got to be serious about like actually working. So yeah. Now you want to go tomorrow?
Would, but got to celebrate my son's birthday. I've been taking a hiatus from Charlo's. Last time I said never drinking again, I meant it. So
Hey, have you come to-
what
you
the
tried
fuck,
out-
ever?
now it's been a while since I've drank, man. I miss
He's been doing
Whataburger
pretty
too.
good.
That's a lot of quit in you right there.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm just taking a hiatus.
Have you tried Fair to Midland yet?
No, I haven't. I see it all the time though. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like I think when it gets packed, I like to fuck out of there. But like if you go midday, 2-3 o'clock on a Tuesday, Wednesday, it's pretty fucking chill.
Yeah, it's the bar's not bad. I actually had never been to the bar before EFT. I just would never go there. It's a pretty cool little place to chill at. I really don't get out too much. I go to Charla's, work, and home, and then I stop by Whataburger on the way.
Fuck yeah. Have you tried that new fucking bacon? Was it Southern Bacon Whataburger?
No, but it sounds delicious.
I mean, with your shirt right now, it looks like you're sponsored by Whataburger already, bro.
Oh man, I've been looking at a bunch of like Whataburger merch and everything, and I was gonna DM you guys the other day. I was like, "So what do you think? Should I?" Or I think I did. I can't fucking remember if I did.
Where's old 90s?
He's
Oh,
on
good
a plane right now, drinking a bunch of Coronas, headed to Dallas, or headed from Dallas. I don't know. So, Mr. Buddy Stewart Wade, what are y'all up to in the office today? You were making a lot of grand gestures with your hands while you were on mute earlier.
Oh yeah, dealing with BIA, dealing with federal government. They're wanting to fine us $100 per report that's late for every day that it's late. So we have to do these things called green sheets. You tell them how much each well made in gas. It's a little standard form they have. And if it doesn't show up in their mailbox when they want it to, they send you a nasty letter. I've been threatened to, been taken to court, federal court, like 50 times since I worked here. So fuck them. I don't care. That's what I was doing. I was just bitching about that.
I can see how that explains the hand gestures.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
This, go fuck yourself. Yeah. And I'll throw this in there because we're kind of in the middle of a election cycle with Oklahoma and the Attorney General. Most of this is getting derived from, most people might know a Drummond, like Pioneer Woman. It's one of her relatives is running for Attorney General. In 2014, he sued every producer in Osage and basically claimed that the regulations that they had laid out were outdated and that the environmental side is everybody was in violation of the environmental side of it. And so he was trying to sue every single operator. He did. I mean, effectively, all the producers countersued him and won. But since that date till now, it's been a fucking nightmare to operate in Osage. And we've kind of showed some graphs. We got the guy running against him is O'Connor. We showed it's like 68% decline since the day he filed the lawsuit to today.
Okay, so this is her husband, you said?
No, it would be the Pioneer Woman's husband's uncle or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
she-
There's like
Her husband's got some weird fucking name like Tad.
Tad, yeah, and
She married into the Drummond family.
that's right.
But they've got some fucking amazing food that she cooks.
Oh yeah, she cooks bomb food.
She lives on like a 400,000 acre ranch.
Yeah. Well, they do talk every once in a while. They say, you know, like how long it takes them to get, like, if they're working in one of the far pastures, that it'll take them, you know, like 3 hours to get there or something like that.
Yeah, and that side of the family, almost all of them hate this Gittner Drummond. He's a lawyer in Tulsa. He owns a bank.
Oh, his first name's Gittner?
Gittner Drummond. He's a veteran. He's a Republican. He flew a fighter jet. I mean, he marks all these, you know, checks all these boxes for your grandma that lives in fucking Beaver County, Oklahoma, but he's a real prick.
Well, and he's probably got some really awesome commercials, like with fighter jets in the backgrounds, right?
Oh, he does. Fucking bald eagles, fighter jets, standing in a wheat field and all that.
And grandma in the
Grandma,
cockpit of the fighter jet.
In the fucking
There you
apple
go.
pie.
How do you vote against that guy?
Yeah, it's hard to, but he's a real fucking prick.
He's kind of got like the John McCain thing going on.
Yeah, he's a man of the people, but he lives in Midtown Tulsa in a fucking mansion, and he drives
I
a
don't know.
yellow convertible.
Can he do this? Can he raise his arms? So,
No. He definitely can't. Can't get it done.
Speaking of voting, got the Railroad Commission shit coming up here pretty damn soon, May 24th.
I'm glad you brought that up. I had somebody call me today and said, like, hey, what's the deal, man? Should I vote for Wayne or should I vote for Sarah? I'm kind of torn.
Oh, you're torn?
No, I had somebody
Buddy.
call me, give my opinion. I was
so
You have to ask your buddy, does he want to see more titties or does he want to operate oil and gas?
So I was in Houston and went into old school landman's office, and I was wearing my stripper well hat, and one of the guys in the office said, "Holy shit, is that Sarah Stogner on top of that fucking pole?"
Wow.
I called her when I left the office and told her, "Hey, the guys in the office were talking about you."
She's getting like international attention. The Daily UK has made a post about it. This is kind of fucking random too. I have seen people post about her twice on 4chan.
Okay, well, when she first posted that video on Twitter, which I don't know if it was on TikTok before Twitter, whatever. When she first posted it, I immediately texted her and I said, "You got way bigger balls than Josh Pollard. That's for damn sure." I don't know if I've told Josh that I told her that yet, but
It's probably like the most effective campaign I've ever seen. I mean, that cost her literally nothing, and she got national attention like overnight.
I told her the next time you want to film yourself on a pump check or whatever, you need to call me. I got the fucking cameras and I got the drones. Like
the drones, we can get all kinds of angles. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get her holding some perf guns.
Hey, is this being recorded and put on YouTube later?
Yes.
Never mind. I got a funny story I'll tell y'all later.
Well, now we want to hear.
Yeah,
We're just gonna sit in silence until you.
Hey, Gates he'll edit it out later. I promise.
I mean, I've had to take down videos because people call and say like, "Hey, I didn't know my face was on there," and I'm like, "You fucking called in and turned on your video, like
Idiot."
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if what's his name knows that he's doxed himself on here. Don 100 Mesh.
Oh,
I guess he was trying to.
He's terrible with it, and I'm like, you need to quit furiously clicking so much on your fucking computer that you're accidentally turning your video on.
Yeah, he had it on for like a good 30 seconds one time. I was like, looks a lot different than I thought. That voice doesn't match him.
Yeah.
At least for his first EFT song, the I Drill Everywhere. And what's funny is I was eating at a little Mexican place here in Midland, me and my hands, and the real version came on, and we both looked up and we were listening to it, and we were like, oh shit, because I never heard the real version. I've only heard the version that he covered, that he made.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it is a good song. It is his best song for sure. What's that story though?
What's Birdman up to these days?
Who knows what he's doing right now? We're working on some deals and dealing with investment bankers and the world he lives in.
Hey, intern,
Yo,
what's it going to cost for us to be, make Tulsa great again?
forgot to do that.
Did you make phone calls?
I did not. Scott just needs to drive over to the expo center. It's like right down the
No, they're going to charge us double if Scott's the one that goes and asks them.
I think Chris and I came up with it's just going to be whoever wants to show up, we're just going to bring a fucking workover rig in the parking lot and set up with a cooler full of beer. And that's going to be the first one.
I mean, dude, I've got 2 sets of universal keys in the toolbox of my truck. We could find our way into that building.
Yeah, we can get it done. It's going to be the greatest show ever.
What? It's like the industry has repossessed the building.
That's right.
We've taken over it, occupy the event center.
Occupy the Golden Driller.
Should put Biden's face on the Golden Driller. Start it off. Just a big fat head of him.
They'll get the attention that you want for sure.
I'm certain that there's somebody that's got a drilling rig or a workover rig that would be happy to help us out with that.
We own one. We have one. We'll bring it down. It's ours.
Yeah, but aren't y'all kind of using it all the time?
Not for this. This will be a special deal. We'll just shut it down.
What kind of? Is it like just a pulling unit? What kind of pulling? unit?
Just a pole rig. It's what they call a single double, so it'll lay out double rods.
Oh, nice. It's like pretty tall.
Yeah, it's not small, but it's all right.
Is it?
I'll bring.
Is it hydraulic or pulley to get it up?
I think it's air over hydraulics how it's run.
Cool.
It's a real
That's
fucking
nice.
finger killer for sure.
Man, but when you need a well pulled, you can get it pulled though. You're not waiting on
Service, yeah.
Joe Blow.
Mhm.
I got a phone call earlier this morning from a ranch manager who said, I'm just letting you know that there's another operator out here and they got a lease adjacent to y'all and they're going to start fracking these wells in a couple of weeks. And, if any of y'all's wells blow out, we're going to sue the shit out of you.
Nice.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. Have you talked to the Railroad Commission? Because they're going to be handling all that shit. And he said, nope, I'm talking straight to you. Relay the message. Okay, thank you, sir.
So does the commission make the people fracking it clean it up? Is that how that works?
No.
Oh, okay.
What he's talking about are all like decommissioned wells. And so we haven't technically P&A'd them, but they've still got wellheads and everything on top. I mean, the bigger concern would be stuff that was done 20 years ago blowing out. And we've had issues with that in the past, but on any of our stuff that's newer, I mean, it would be really amazing if a frack, a quarter of a mile away actually was able to blow out some of our old shit.
You better produce the shit out of those wells. If they hit you, fucking rot them up. Let's go.
I mean, that's kind of, the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
These days, at least.
Take what you can get.
We've got some adjacent operators to us that, every once in a while call and they say, we're hauling a whole lot of your water. Are you really? Is there any oil in there?
Oh, man.
Walker, how's the new office? Looks like you got a shelf.
I got a shelf.
Congratulations.
There's
I'll
nothing
pull up
on
a
it,
shelf,
so clearly you need to buy some more hats.
Yeah.
I do. I don't have one of your hats yet. I got your flag and some of your stickers. I need to get a hat.
You don't have any of my hats yet.
I just don't have.
Intern, what the fuck?
Hey.
You need to be texting the shit out of Walker, harassing him until he buys a hat.
Set a reminder to tweet him daily about it.
I'll get a hat. I'll get a hat. Don't worry. I'll get the Sarah Stogner hat.
That's the one.
No, every meeting
yeah.
that I went to in Houston, I took hats, and I finally got to the point where I was like, "Fuck it, why wouldn't I be listing Landman Life on my business cards and everything?" And half the meetings that I was sitting there in, the people were like, "Hey, it's cool. Like, we'll pay you whatever, but like, where do I get more of these hats?" Hey, it's right there on the business card, landmanlife.com, and everybody was like, "Hey, we want to put our company logo on this one, and can we do that?" I said, "Sure, I can do it, or y'all can do it. Doesn't matter to me. Go ahead and buy 100 of them. Fuck it, right?"
That's pretty badass, man.
That's good.
Like, so far, Bohr is the only person that I've seen that's put a company logo on one of my hats, but I'm sure it's happened.
And that fucker doesn't even wear a hat. I've never seen that bastard in a hat.
He probably is one of those people that thinks that if you wear a hat, the rest of your hair is going to fall out. So,
Oh man.
he's
hey.
already got some issues there.
Family's walking in, so I'll let you guys go, man.
Okay, man.
Good
Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Later.
I'm gonna go see what Birdman's doing.
Yeah, man. Still haven't put any cold ones in the new office. So
That's tragic. I'm gonna stick a hot beer in the box with whatever hat you end up buying.
I'll drink it. Right now, I would drink it. I'm knee deep in Wolfpack. I was honestly, I put up a job posting for accounting, just like consultant, to come in and just help me do Wolfpack, just enter jibs and revenue. But I was like, this is not effective. Like, these job posting sites, they're just looking for, whatever kind of bookkeeper, no one specific to oil and gas. It's like, I should get on EFT and just like blast out, hey, does anyone have experience with Wolfpack and would like to take on, 3-month project or whatever, but it'd probably be more effective.
I mean, Twitter's a pretty good connection tool, better than LinkedIn.
Say what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was going to say, Twitter's been a pretty good connection tool, better than LinkedIn at least.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about calling Davis Plummer, who you connected me with, Gates, and he ended up having the booth next to us at Nate.
Was that when he had his torn jacket?
It was awkward enough. Yeah. After y'all's party, I didn't make it to the party. Sorry, but he, I was looking at some of his recompletion deals. I haven't had any time to reach out to him about it, but I'm thinking about, why not participate in one of them? And that field that field in Curvin that he's working on, was originally drilled by a company that we just did a deal with out of Longview. So I thought that's kind of, we had dinner with all with that company last week, and I was asking him about that Curvin field and like how successful it was back in the day. And I don't know, it's just interesting. It's a small world out there.
So you haven't met him in person yet, have you?
Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we hung out at NAPE, and then after the first day of NAPE, him and he works with his dad and another guy. The three of them and my business partner Andy, we went and got drinks at a bar and hung out.
The first time that I met him, I was like, "Dude, you have a black and white profile picture on Twitter. I thought you were 45 years old."
Yeah. I was
like, what, 21 or something?
He's like 26. I thought that was real impressive. Hey, you're 26 and you run your own operator, real commendable.
He's a fucking smart dude.
Yeah. Yeah, seems like it. Yeah.
He was supposed to call in today, but I guess he got busy and intern was giving him some shit. He responded back on a text message and said, "I should be free then." And intern said, "Who said you were invited?" I don't know. Intern, he's kind of turned into quite the bully these days.
He's getting after it.
He was talking shit about me about needing to cut out on the French fries and everything. So,
Oh,
so
damn.
here we are. This is what happens when you fat shame me. We're drinking Michelob today.
Drinking water,
Fitness beer.
IPAs.
Yeah. I mean, it's what, like a carb and 10 calories,
Yeah.
whatever.
45 calories.
We should get Kitty on here to sing his latest tune he released.
Oh, okay. So about Kitty, I was sitting at dinner at El Tiempo with Moore, and Kitty texted him something, and so he was laughing about like, okay, I think Kitty's probably kind of drunk. So from my phone, I responded to the message that he had just texted Moore. And then Kitty just continued the conversation on my phone. So then Moore texted him back from his phone. And again, Kitty just kind of continued the conversation. Didn't even think, hey, that's really weird that two different people are texting me having the same conversation right now. So we just sat there fucking with him for a while.
Jesus.
He's a good sport, though.
Yeah, he's good. So is anybody coming for the PGA Championship? I'll be there like every day but Friday.
Did you guys get a tent or something?
Fuck no. Those tents were like $100,000 just for the fucking tent, and then you got to supply.
They're setting up the workover rig in the parking lot, and they're sitting
That's
at the
right.
top.
Or who's taking you? Who's taking you to the?
So Wednesday, I'm going with a lubricant supplier in town. Thursday, I'm going with Coffeyville Resources, refinery crude purchaser. Nobody Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, I won some tickets at a brain injury foundation. Paid $700 for them. They come with a tent, everything but alcohol. That's the only thing I have to cover for both Saturday and Sunday for 2 tickets. Pretty sweet deal.
That brain injury foundation, when I donated to sponsor Miss Buddy Stewart Wade, I actually got like a nice like tax write-off form and then like a nice letter from those guys, and I was actually impressed.
Yeah, they're
shit.
Well, what did you donate?
Probably not. I mean, a couple hundred, like $200.
Really?
Yeah.
And they didn't send you anything?
No.
Oh, it probably didn't meet. There's like a federal deal on that, and it might be like $400 or some shit like that. Maybe that's why.
Just missed the cutoff.
Yeah, you know, and I was honestly trying to shame Dan Pickering into, you know, matching my donation, and I think he at that point was like, I don't know who the fuck these guys are. Fuck that.
Then Chris said he already gives you guys enough money, so he didn't want to donate.
Yeah, he said he's donated to a lot of your ventures over the past decade.
That is a true statement. We've done some okay things and some not okay things, so he's good.
And then he also brought up that truck that you lost for a little while.
Yeah, the most valuable truck in the fleet went missing without insurance. That was a debacle. Such is my life. That's just how it goes. All the shit I get into is that way.
Hey, if
I'm not
I
even
need an
surprised by
insurance agent, I know a guy.
You know a guy.
I know a lot of guys. They used to be
Dude.
landmen.
Like the cheapest fucking trucking insurance you can find. It's next to fuel. It's our highest cost because we work for EOG, so we have to like do environmental spill shit. We have to, you know, have a blanket umbrella policy that's $5 million. It's like
a lot of companies in various industries, like general contractors, you know, all kinds of other shit. After 2020, people that I know that are working for these companies here in San Antonio said that everybody got rid of all of their company vehicles because the cost of insurance had gone up drastically so much that it was cheaper for them to give people a stipend to, you know, buy and finance your own vehicle, work truck, whatever it was, than for them to carry the insurance policy as a company.
Oh, I believe it. It's terrible. And when you got semi trucks, it's like you got a target on your back constantly. And then they
So
want you to carry the same insurance policy as a fucking workover rig. It's like the worst my guys can do is like pull away from a tank with a finite amount of fucking water in it, and it goes in the berm, and then we just suck it up for free. Like, that's the worst we can do, but we carry the same insurance as a fucking cool tubing company doing a clean out that could lose the whole well.
So all we did was mention Boar's bald head once, and now Boar's on the call now.
His head was burning, not his ears.
But no, seriously, he doesn't wear hats. Is this true?
I've never seen him in a hat. And if I have
he buys a bunch of hats.
I know his business partner wears them and people around him do, but I've never seen the guy in a hat.
He must still be on a call or something.
Can't figure out the audio input settings.
So something that I've been talking about with a whole bunch of other landmen over the years, you know, in what, early 2009, 2010, all the way up to 14, pretty much anybody that was in any way around oil and gas activity became a landman. It's like you were a barber and you were cutting a bunch of landmen's hair in some small town. So the next week you were a landman. You ran the trailer park and a bunch of landmen were staying there. Next week you're a fucking landman. All of a sudden it was, you know, courthouses were packed. There were, you know, hundreds of landmen in these hot areas where people were trying to, you know, buy up as many leases as they could. That phase faded out. 2014 cleared out a lot of those people. Then we had, you know, a little bit more of a downturn a few years later and cleaned out some guys that I actually knew who had more experience than I did when I started. And they got, you know, just, you know, it's not butthurt, but there's really, you're expected to have loyalty to your employer and they have no loyalty to you. So these guys have been, you know, fucked over twice and said, you know what, I'm not going to continue to try to scrape by in the industry. I'm just fucking out. And for the most part, those people have gone and, you know, like started other businesses or, you know, got into real estate or contracting or, you know, insurance, whatever it is. And they're established in other careers now. We're now getting to the point where a lot of these old school landmen that really understand how all of these processes work are retiring or, you know, dying of alcoholism or, you know, whatever. And nobody is training new landmen anymore. There's literally no one out there who has a large enough pool of people that they are hiring inexperienced landmen. Everybody wants 15 or 20 years experience and they want to pay you like you just graduated college. So I don't know where the fuck people think you're going to get decades of experience at, you know, under $400 a day these days, because every landman I know is working at least 1.5 jobs right now. Some of them are working 3 or 4 jobs. So with this, you know, like, it's not just the labor shortage, because you can't just up and say, I want to be a landman today, because nobody's hiring for that position anymore. Sitting there in this office in Houston, talking with somebody who's been working as a landman for almost 5 decades. And he said he is calling people that he worked with 40 or more years ago, asking if they would be willing to come in to help teach some of his younger guys. And when he says younger guys, these guys are like 40. And those are like the fucking young guns these days. If these, old school dudes would come in and give a couple hours or a couple days of their time every once in a while to kind of do like a Q&A, it's almost like, they're like going through due diligence 101. And that's what the guy actually said. He said their due diligence projects. He's got a couple of guys that are good at this stuff, but they lack the decades of experience of doing it. So you run into those situations where you say, how do we handle this? Well, fuck, none of those guys in the room have done it.
Yeah,
They don't know the answer.
That's an issue, on your side and on our side, say operations wise. Take Osage County, for example. Every pumper we have up there, I bet you they're at least 55 or older. And we can't find a single person that's my age, say like 35, 6 or
Who's
younger.
replacing these people because you cannot put a value on that experience?
Yeah, you can't. And we can't
It's
backfill
limitless.
to get those older guys to pass the knowledge on. I mean, they'll do it. They'll train anybody. I mean, they're not, hoarding their job. They know they're on the way out, but we can't find anybody that wants to do anything on the ops side either. I mean, it's just nobody wants to go pump an oil well.
I feel like this is kind of a tale as old as time in oil and volatility. It's just the ups and downs in the market, the hiring, and then the layoffs. And it seems like, everybody I've worked for is kind of like it skips a generation, like your
Right.
mentors are 2 generations above you. There's not like a guy that's 5 or 6 years older than you necessarily showing you the ropes. It's always like some guy that's 10, 15, 20 plus years older than you that you end up working with. At least that's my experience, and that's kind of what I notice around. It's just the cyclicality just
So
creates
I'm sitting here and I'm fuck. Intern, how old am I? I think I'm 37.
Sounds about right.
I think I'm around 37 years old. And I started working in 2010 as a lane man. I trained 3 or 4 guys over the last 12 years, and not a single one of them is still working as a lane man. Most of them are still in the industry. They're just working in other roles, but nobody wants to be a fucking lane man. Like, I don't think anybody wants to be a fucking pumper anymore.
They don't. And, if you say cyclical and it's old as time, it's true. But I think when you look at when they backfilled positions, boom and bust from whatever the 30s through the 70s or whatever, I think there wasn't a whole lot of options for those people. And now it's like, I feel like there's a ton more options for people to make similar money and sit at home and type on a computer versus back then there was no government safety net like this, and then there wasn't a job where you could sit at home, make similar money, and type on a computer, and so you just can't find anybody that wants to do a damn thing.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I mean,
nobody wants to be a fucking kitty right now. That's for damn sure. He just joined the call.
There we go.
I guess they were chirping at him enough that he got pissed off and joined, but he's probably, like screaming at kids or, running a load of pipe somewhere last minute. I don't know. I just literally don't see the drive or anything for new people to come into this industry, and everybody wants to be in the sexy stuff. We're disrupting, the way that all of this tech works and all of that bullshit. But there are always going to need to be people who know how to do these processes. And those people are getting older. They're getting fucking tired. They're sick of all of the bullshit about, we're going to end fossil fuels now and shit like that. Whether you know that it's not true or not, it doesn't matter. It's it's tiring. It grates on you. I mean, fuck, when intern got laid off last time, he almost said he was done with the industry.
I mean, things were looking that bleak that I was looking at jobs outside of the industry.
And do you think that you would be back now? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, because that was the biggest issue. I mean, for me, I mean, the reason I stuck around is because I genuinely love being in the business and being a part of the industry. And obviously the money helps, when times are good. Hard to find jobs where you make as much money as we do. But I mean, yeah, I could never find something that, quote unquote transferable skills from land manning, because I wasn't going to go be a fucking real estate agent or all the stereotypical jobs that laid off for ex landmen go do.
I mean, you could be like KP and BRV and just start a pool building company, right?
I mean, things were looking so bleak. I was applying for jobs at like Home Depot and just something to.
And your skills didn't translate to Home Depot? Not even as a greeter?
Never got an interview for Home Depot.
The plungers on aisle 5. I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough across anything. And, like the Permian Basin, they get a lot of new guys go out there. It's high paying jobs. I mean, we looked at an asset out there and that was their biggest complaint is they paid X for their pumpers, but across the street at Pioneer, they were paying 3 times that amount to do the same job. And, every young dude I know, that's the jobs they have is out there. You can't find anybody in Osage County or the panhandle of Oklahoma that's under the age of 50 that wants to come pump wells. You just can't.
And the people that are there, the experience that they have knowing the different areas, the different operators, the landowners, the different history of how all of that stuff has changed hands. Again, you can't put a value on that. That is invaluable knowledge. Our pumpers down in South Texas, talking with those guys is the only way that I can ever figure out a lot of the problems that we encounter with old production. Trying to figure out, why the fuck are these flow lines out here in the middle of nowhere? I'm trying to build a goddamn pad right now. Right. Oh, well, they ran over the S10 battery over here back in the day, and, they've been inactive for 45 years.
Yeah.
If we cut into those things, are you willing to stake your life on that?
Is there a different one? Yeah, okay. Those IPAs are fucking me up, dude. I've had 2 and I can't even see straight right now.
Maybe you need to switch to Michelob Ultra, bro.
I need to switch. I'm about to pull on some Russian Jewel here in a minute because I can't do another IPA. We've got the Bitcoin roustabout possibly joining here. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Is he in the office?
Oh, yeah. He's got an office now. Moving up in the world.
Wow. Is it a glorified closet like the intern over here?
It's right across from the crapper.
Yeah, there's a shitter right across the hall.
Yeah,
that's
windows.
Yeah, he does have a window. Look out. What is it? Look over a fucking someone's garage or something?
He's one-upping the intern. The intern's got no window.
Gates can confirm. I basically work in a closet.
That's where we put all our geos. We put them in an office with no fucking windows.
Well, that's perfect because they have more room for their fucking maps, right?
That's exactly why he wanted it. He's like, look at all the room I have.
And the other day, the intern was getting map shamed.
I was.
He was being map shamed. How can a landman have an office without maps on the wall? And he said he has one. Do you actually even have one?
I have 2 now.
Because you got map shamed.
I do, but I mean, I pretty much have everything set up in Google Earth, and that's like the map that I've built with KMZ files and stuff. Locations and facilities.
It's the best way to do it. You just
Because I don't know how to use Arc. I never learned how to use Arc. I never taken the time to go, learn how to use like Arc GIS.
did Kitty figure out his mic?
No,
No, perfect.
he's never been good about these things. But the GIS stuff, yeah, I messed around with ArcGIS a couple of years ago. I couldn't figure it out because everything about it was way too difficult to mess with and way too technical.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a beast to figure out.
And I literally I wanted to be able to fucking draw a line on a map, and you can't do that without inputting all kinds of information.
You have to like literally put the meets and bounds description in there to get it.
And then with Google Earth, you can send that file in an email like, oh, here's our fucking flow line.
Yeah, KMZ files. It's where I live my life.
So we started doing KMZ files almost instead of plats on stuff.
We can hear you now.
Kitty, are you there?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to make me. I figured this fucking program would be smart enough to realize I was using the Bluetooth audio in my car to listen. Why would I not be using that to talk? Apparently, you had to go into settings and click that I wanted to use my car. Fuck it.
See, the intern should have just texted you that information. But were you? Did you happen to be listening when I was talking about fucking with you the other night?
No, I was not on yet. I saw.
We had a good time.
I saw Scooter's tweet, and then I was like, "Fuck, I better get on there."
I was literally just sitting there with Moore when you texted him, and I said, I think his comment was, I think Kitty's maybe gotten into the claws. And I said, okay, well, here's my phone. Respond to him from my phone. And then you just continued the fucking conversation, man.
I mean, just roll with it, right? Life throws you punches, man. Just keep going. I was like taken back. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but either these some bitches are together
or just being really weird.
For some reason, More Drilling thought it would be funny to share with Landman Life that I reached out and giving him shit about giving me a pipe order. He still hasn't sent me anything yet. It's fucking killing me.
I didn't even know what y'all were talking about. I never actually looked at what the conversation was about.
No, there's just a few people. I got a few connections. I just kind of, every now and then, if I'll be at a moment where I'm like not talking to anybody, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm about to text this asshole and say, where's the fucking pipe orders, man? No, I mean, the pipe biz I've been so busy on other things that, picking up leases, getting in all sorts of the best wells, really just living up to my mid-con king name.
What are you getting for 2 7/8 L80 yellow band?
Bro, I haven't sold any in a while. I mean, I don't know, like, what do you think? 8, 7 something?
It's $7 or $8 a foot, yellow band L80, 2 7/8.
Yeah, sounds about right. I know I have a buddy that said he just got a quote for some 2 3/8 L80 for $10, but I asked him if it were used. He didn't say yet, but I don't know, man. It's getting crazy. I would say most of the requests I've gotten lately, my guy, and a lot of times these answers, he just doesn't have it, or everything's already committed. So, slim pickings.
Yeah, we took our drill fund and participated in some non-op stuff that looked better than our drill fund, and we just unloaded all our pipe for like 5x what we paid for it 6 months ago or 9 months ago.
Yeah, but where are you going to get some more?
Yeah,
we're going to buy it back when it goes down. This shit will go away.
Okay.
That's the theory.
This week was fucking amazing. Yeah, we did some amazing deals this week.
So I know people that have a whole bunch of steel that they need for business stuff, and got really, really, really lucky right before 2020. Placing larger orders than what they had forecasted the need for, and then started, slowly selling a little bit of their stockpile here and there, thinking, oh yeah, prices are going to go back down. And, it turns out you get a couple of big jobs. You actually need that steel that you sold, and you look at it and you go, well, now I'm buying it back at 40% higher.
It sounds like the
Doesn't
government.
matter if you made, a 60% markup when you have to buy it back at 40% higher than that, right?
That sounds like the government's usage of the SPR.
Yeah, that's
Good
exactly
example.
right.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hey, Biden,
But
you
yeah,
listening?
let's refill that motherfucker at $120 oil.
Yeah.
But if we go to $200 oil and then it drops back down to $140, they're going to buy and refill it thinking, oh, we're going to $300, and then we're going to crash down to 40.
No, dude, no. 75 is the new 50. we ain't going back below 75.
Well, I saw a post where if you take into account inflation and everything, $100 oil is more like $87, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 75. That's what I'm saying. 75 is the new 50.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be an interesting next couple of years, for damn sure.
Who the fuck knows what gas is? I read this article the other day that is calling for, by the end of this year, it's saying that United States natural gas prices will converge with global prices. I'm like, well, bro, that's aggressive. But I mean, some of their supporting, off base. I mean, I think they're not privy to enough intel or information about our ability to drill for and explore for natural gas here. I mean,
Because what would that price be, like $20 an M or something?
I think so.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like 30, but I mean, it's got up into the 50s too recently. But yeah, mid 20s to 30, and I'm like, what the fuck? That shit happens.
If it goes to $30 an M, we're gonna pick up so many fucking drill rigs in Osage County. We're gonna get our coal bed methane concession back, and we're gonna make the Indians so much money.
Wait,
We're gonna be
I-
ESG. Fuck.
talking about rigs in Osage County, man, they're gonna actually put 20 rigs in Alpine High like they used to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oklahoma.
Wait, are you seeing the
would-
permits, or are you just joking?
I'm looking, but
Oklahoma would have like fucking 500 goddamn rigs.
Oh, they drill the fuck out of those gassy wells.
I think they're in.
There's a
I had
rig
a-
in Alpine High.
There's a new permit. Yeah, they
Oh,
finally filed the permit.
So my
But
wife got a
Boswell
phone call
Company-
from a guy in Houston that I guess has Bitcoin mines and wants to get in touch with somebody at Apache to incentivize them to drill up Alpine High with the thought of using Bitcoin mining as their market.
Yeah, they're not going to do that because they've got midstream commitments.
Well, that's what we try to tell them is like, look, they built a midstream system. It's not that they can't get it out. It's just not profitable to drill it. He's like, well, I can change that if we work out a deal and, mine Bitcoin with it. I'm like, good luck with that.
And I still don't fucking get the Bitcoin thing. I don't know if I ever will.
It just tracks markets. It's just like a
I
fucking
just don't-
Procter
I
Gamble
still own
stock. I mean,
I still
bullshit.
own it. I still own it. Fuck it. YOLO.
I mean, that's how I feel. I still have all mine. I didn't sell on the way down.
They're diamond hands. The diamond hand guy.
I'm trying to be. I mean, I think it's going to work out long term still. But
Yeah, I think we got another wave in it. It's just a panic mode right now.
This is the first time Wampum's ever held coin past a week until it went over 30, and then I cashed it.
oh yeah, yeah.
How many?
Two.
Did
Let's
Chris
do.
rebuy some Doge?
Oh, he bought some Doge. He showed me his wallet. He
Oh
bought it,
my
and then,
God.
and then Elon tweeted, and he fucking took. I don't know what the amount he bought. I don't know the dollar amount, but it's like
It was
10x.
1,000.
Okay, so he made 10 grand or something. I don't know what he
No
made, but
fucking way. No,
was-
it only went up like 15%, dude.
okay. Yeah, he's trying to talk me into buying some. I'm like, fuck you, Elon. I'm not buying that bullshit.
I've already, oh, dude, I lost my fucking ass on Dogecoin. God.
Yeah. Well, you're a kitty buying a dog coin. Like, come on, dude.
I know, dude. I fucking, yeah, they got me. I done got it, but I got it back. All right, fellas, I'm about to get in there to this happy hour.
Yeah, we're ready to wrap up here, but thanks for calling in, Kitty. We're gonna keep giving you shit every Friday to keep you on the air.
Yeah, I'll try to start making my appearance more consistent.
I mean, now that you know that your Bluetooth audio needs to be adjusted when you log in, should be easy fucking peasy, right?
Yep, just hit that little setting symbol. Click the button. Click the button.
We'll get intern to be texting you about that next time you log on.
it's always audio input settings.
Well, you gentlemen have excellent weekends.
You
Stay
too,
classy.
man. Take it
Later.
easy.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Take it easy. Thanks for calling in.